What's up, everybody? Art here, back for another How To Thursday. Thank you guys so much for joining us. As you know by now, the purpose of this activity is for us to practice little life skills at home. When we had our last previous cooking class, some people had asked for short how-to videos on cooking. So the theme of this month has been 5-minute meals. Okay, so today we're going to be doing a black bean guacamole dip. Okay, so I'm going to go over the ingredients and supplies that we'll be needing today. Okay. And just as a heads up, I did do some of the steps just to save some time, okay? So I'll go over what you guys need to do for each one, but some of them I've already done. Okay, so as far as the actual supplies, I have a cutting knife here, but a butter knife will work just fine as well. The things that we're cutting are pretty soft, okay? So tomatoes, avocados, okay? I have a fork to kind of mash everything together, all right? I have a bowl where we're gonna mix all the ingredients together. And then I have a strainer, okay? And I'll tell you what that's gonna be for in a little bit. And then as far as the ingredients that you guys will need, I have a bag of tortilla chips, okay? I have the avocado. I have a little half cup of diced tomatoes. And I use the little grape tomatoes because they're really easy to cut and they're very small. So these things are good if you just have the regular butter knife, okay? And then I have 1 can of black beans. And that's what we're gonna strain, okay? So I already did that step as well. And then optional ingredients, I mentioned this in the email. Optional ingredients that you guys can add are just based on taste, okay? So I have some salt here, some limes for extra flavor, and then I have some mango habanero salsa because I really like the sweetness and the spiciness of it, okay? But again, those 3 are optional. So first step is what we're gonna do is we always wanna make sure our hands are clean. So I washed my hands already, all right? And we'll be good to go there. But what we're going to do is we're going to actually strain the black beans. So I'm going to show you what I did already, and Nikki's going to kind of come in close to the sink again, okay? But what we do is, I did it already, okay, to save a step, but you crack open the can, okay, get rid of the lid, and I drained out all the juice, okay? So I already poured all the juice into the sink, and then the next thing you do, once all the juice is gone, I just pour all the beans into the strainer here, and I'm just going to give them a quick rinse, okay? It's good to rinse this if you don't want it to be that flavor of the juice too strong. And I rinse the fruit that I use as well. So anytime you're cooking with the ingredients that you're going to eat raw, I recommend them at least rinsing them for a little bit, okay? So we're throwing that on the sink there. We're just rinsing it off. You can kind of see some of the black juice coming off, okay? So the beans, you can see they're still black, but they're just a little cleaner now. All right, so that'll be the first ingredient, okay, that I recommend doing. And you can just kind of let that sit in the sink, okay? So I'm just going to place that off to the side. The next thing we're going to do is I have the 2 slices of avocado. So again, I just took a regular butter knife, okay? I cut it in half. I took the seed out. All right, so now I'm just going to squeeze both of these right into the bowl, okay? And the skin usually is pretty thick on these. They're pretty easy to just squeeze into the bowl. Okay, so that's 1 half there. I'm just going to place the other half in the sink. All right, and then again, you're just going to pinch both sides of the avocado. Just squeeze that right into the bowl. Pretty easy, okay? Try to get all of it. You can also use a spoon too if you guys ever want to scoop it out. I'm being kind of messy here, so I'm just doing that. All right, so next piece away into the sink. Got a little napkin here. I'm going to wash my hands off. And then what I recommend doing, okay, before everything, I recommend taking a fork and then just trying to mash up the avocado, okay? It's a little easier to mash it up when it's by itself. And, you can always leave it as big chunks if you'd like to. I'm going to mash it till it's almost kind of a puree. So it's nice and mushy. And it's going to be easier to mix in with the other ingredients once we do that. Okay, so now you can see the avocado is kind of turning into real nice and soft all the way around. It's munched up. All right, and then the next thing I'm going to do, again, I had some diced tomatoes. I have about a cup of them, and I used the little grape tomatoes. I took about 10 of them, and I just cut them in quarters, again with the butter knife. You can do that really easily, okay? So that'll be our next step. We throw those right into there as well, and we can give that a little mix around, okay? So now we have 2 ingredients in the guacamole bean dip. And our third and final step for the necessary ingredients is I'm just going to take our beans that we had over there, okay, and I'm just going to sprinkle them in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm adding about half of this for now, okay? So I'm taking half and I put that with 1 avocado and a cup of tomatoes, okay? And I'm just mixing these all together, all right? And I'm gonna put this in the email, but based on your taste, you know, if you like more tomato, if you like more avocado, you can just double those ingredients, okay? So we had 1 avocado, a half cup of tomatoes that we diced up, and then just a half of those 15-ounce can of beans, okay? And again, you know, I mentioned some optional ingredients that you guys can put in. You guys can put a few dashes of salt, okay? It's gonna come out a little more. And then if you want, I have just a lime here. I'm gonna squeeze some lime for the juice. Again, this is all based on your taste preferences, okay? Giving it a couple squeezes for these guys. All right, and then the next thing is I'm just gonna add just a dash of this again. I like mango habanero salsa, so it's gonna give it a nice kick. And in this one, mango habanero salsa, there's the mangoes, tomatoes in there, a little bit of onions, and again, it's nice and sweet, and it's also spicy. So, you know, I added a few optional ingredients. I'm just mixing this all together now, okay? So that's pretty much ready to go. And the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna grab a chip to try it. And I think this is a fun little recipe because you guys can customize it as much as you want. You know, just because I put certain things in there doesn't mean you guys have to. You guys can put whatever ingredients you want. Okay, so this is ready for trying. Thank you guys so much for joining us again. Again, this is a nice little kind of quick meal that you guys can make. Nice little snack at home. And I'm gonna try it and we'll end our class. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you.